In today's episode, we'll be talking about pancakes, just a little bit, and mostly about screens, pages, and how to navigate between screen or pages in your Flutter application. So a mobile device is a screen, and it's an arrangement of various elements. In Flutter, we call them widgets. So a screen or a page is a route. Navigating between those routes is similar to cooking pancakes. So imagine you have a stack of pancakes. Let me just show you a stack of 3 pancakes. And imagine you are looking at those pancakes from the top. So you only see the top pancake. And if you want to change the pancake, for example, you want to eat the pancake or you want to add another pancake, you can add it to the top or take it from the top. Because if you would like to take it from the bottom or put it at the bottom, it's kind of complicated. So the most natural way of adding pancakes to the stack of pancakes is by doing it on the top, and the same, taking a pancake from the stack is the most rational way is to take it from the top. And it's similar in Flutter. So in Flutter we have a class called navigator, which is responsible for adding pages to the stack and removing them from the stack. So I said pages, but they are called routes in Flutter, and this is something you should remember. So whenever you're adding a page, whenever you want to display a new page, you need to add it to the top. So you push it to the stack as you are pushing a pancake to the stack of pancakes. And if you want to go back to the previous page, the previous route, you are popping a pancake from the stack. So that's theory. Let's see how it's done in practice. So we have still the same list. Previous few episodes we have been working on this list, and visually it hasn't changed at all, almost. So now let's work a little bit on this. So we have the list of messages, and now if I click on each message, nothing happens. So I would like to display a new screen, a new route with details of this particular message. So first of all, let me create a new class, which will be message detail, Dart. And here I start typing, and I typed ST. And as you can see, I have 3, at the top, I have 3 things. And because I'm interested right now in creating a stateless widget. So if I select this second proposition and I type enter, it creates for me the basic structure of a stateless widget. So I need to just type the name, which is message detail, and I'm pretty much done. So I need to just go here, see what's missing. So it's just import, and now the class is ready. So those elements come with Dart plugin, and they are called snippets. These are just pieces of code with some holes, with some placeholders, which are places where you can fill in the names or other elements to create structures in your code a little bit faster, especially if it's repetitive as with widgets, because it's mostly the same structure. It's only the name is different and the content of build method, etc. So the structure is pretty much the same, and snippets help us to do it faster. So I encourage you to check this out and see how it works with other constructions. So we have the message detail widget ready. Let's just change it a little bit. So let's change container to center, and here let's display message details. Okay, so we have the page, we have a route, and now we need to navigate to this new page, this new screen. So I go to the message list, and here inside the body, which is our future builder, which displays all the messages, there is a list style which represents one message. And this widget has a parameter called onTop, which is a function which is being executed whenever I type on a particular message in our list. So here I want to navigate to this new page. So I'm using this class, this thing called navigator, and I'm pushing a pancake to the stack. So I'm using the push method. This method takes two parameters. The first one is context, and the second one is the widget, but we cannot type it directly. We cannot just type message detail. We must wrap it into a thing called material page route. That's a particular construction. So you cannot push the widget itself. You must wrap it inside this material page route, which requires a parameter called builder, which is similar to the previous examples with feature builder and with list builder. And here I can type finally my new view, my new page called message detail. I just need to import it, and now whenever I click, I'm navigating to this message detail. But it's pretty ugly because each widget must be created using scaffold. We need to create this basic structure which has a up bar and this white screen, a body. So I will quickly create that. Okay, that looks good. And body. And body would be the thing we had. Yeah, so it works. By default, Flutter creates for you the back button. So you don't have to do anything. You can just use it to return to the previous page. So it's like popping, like eating a pancake from the stack. It works out of the box. So now let's go back to the message list and let's create a page which will allow us to compose a new message. We will use this parameter in scaffold called floating action button. So this will be a floating action button, child. Now we have the button. The next step would be to create the screen that will be used to compose a new message, and I will call this message compose Dart. So again, I'm typing st, and the three first propositions are the snippets, and I'm interested right now in a stateless widget. So I just need to type the name. I need to import required elements. As we said, we need to use scaffold. And body. So instead of container, let's use center. So right now I'm using just dummy data to show you the principles, how it works. Okay, so we have the page, we have message compose, and we need to now navigate to that page. So it's pretty similar. The button, floating action button, which is located here at the top, at the bottom, on the right, has this parameter called onPressed, which is a handler, which means that it's a function that will be executed whenever you are clicking this button. And we will use the navigator again, and we will push a new screen to our application. And of course, in Flutter, screens or pages are called routes. So again, this method takes context, and we cannot put directly our new widget to the navigator. We need to wrap it into material page route. This widget requires a parameter called builder. And finally here we can type our... So now when I click the button, the new screen is being displayed. So we have a screen for details and we have a screen for composing a new message. So let's slightly improve this code. So there is this shorthand. If you are creating a function which returns something right away, you don't need to write return. You can remove the brackets and you can just type the arrow, so-called fat arrow. So this is just allows you to have a more compact code in certain places. Okay, let's go back to the message list. It would be great to display for each message its title and its body, which is different. At least title is different. We need to find a way to pass this data from the list to the new screen, and it's pretty simple. Let's go. Let's see. So this is the builder. So this is the onTap parameter, which takes a function, a handler, and here we are invoking message detail inside material page route. So I can again use this shorthand fat arrow. If I want to pass something, I can just pass it as parameters to this constructor. So I can say message title for the title and message body for the body. And now I need to go here and I just need to define those parameters. And I need to create the constructor. So this will be title, message, and voila. So the last thing is to display this data. Instead of dummy text, let's display title, and in details let's display message. Is it the right? Let's call the body. We need to be consistent. Okay. This one we can close. Okay. This is subject, of course. So subject, subject, and subject. So now if I click on E10 lottery, I'm seeing E10 lottery and the text is here. It's at the center because we are using a center widget, but we can improve it. Let's add some padding. Yeah, slightly better. You should read this message. We are passing the data from the list to the message details widget, which is simply by using the constructor and inserting the fields we want to this new widget as parameters. Let's now go back to the message compose. And this class is becoming quite big. Let's refactor it slightly. So I will create a new widget called compose button. And I will take this code here, responsible for creating the floating button, and I will paste it here. So we remove this. So here we are not using scaffold because we don't want to create the whole screen. We just want to extract this button and the all functionalities that are associated with this part. So it's just a floating button. We have composed button, so we can go back here and we can remove this code use compose button. I need to import. That looks good. When I open this page, I would like to communicate some information back. Eventually that would be the message written in the title and the body as text fields, but I don't want to complicate too much at this point, so we will just use two buttons so I could show you how to send data from one screen back to the previous one. Previously I showed you how to pass it from the list to the new page, and now once the page is displayed, how to transfer or pass the data from this newly displayed page back to the previous one. So here in message compose, let me quickly add two buttons. Column has children. The first child would be the text. And let's use the style parameter to change it a little bit. Let's see how it looks. So we have the colon, and inside the colon I will use a row which also takes children, and it will use two buttons. Okay. So child, the first button would be love, and the second one would be hate. Okay, and let's just align those. I will explain alignment in another episode. It's not important right now. Important thing is that we have those two buttons, and now whenever I click love, I would like to return this string back to the list. And if I click hate, the same, I would like to return this string back to the list, which is the widget that invoked this screen. So right now, if I click, nothing happens because the handlers are empty. Let's change that. Now we need to use navigator pop, which also takes context, and in love, it will return love. And here in hate situation, it will return hate. Okay. Now if I click, I go back to the message list, but I'm not sure, I cannot distinguish between those two messages. I need to implement that feature. In order to do that, here, when I'm pushing the compose message widget to the stack, let's see the signature of push. Push returns a future. Here, let's say strict intention, and let's await. And now let's print this intention. So print is for printing in the back console over here. So when I click and I click love, as you can see here at the bottom, it displays love. And if I repeat this, I click hate, it displays hate. But the back console is only for development, so it would be nice to display this message on the screen as well, not only in the back console. And there is a widget called snackbar, which we will use for that. Snackbar content, text intention. Or let's maybe even change it a little bit. Let's say your message has been sent with intention. Let me just improve this a little bit. That looks good. So now when I click compose and then I click love, here at the bottom you can see the message. Let's repeat that. your message has been sent with hate, or your message has been sent with love. So snackbar is just a small alert, whatever you call that, which is displayed at the bottom of your screen. We can also change the color of that, so it's more fun. So let's just background color screen, for example. And now it's being displayed in green. So that's all for this episode. We made a tour. We started with the list. You can now click on a list item, and we passed the data to each new screen, the title and the body. And then we learned how to pass data back from the screen that's been pushed to the stack the other way round. See you in the next episode.